And we are live. Hello, everybody. Here we are again. Wait, why is that the right screen again? Hang on here. There we go. Things are changing on me. So
what am I doing?
We'll do it live. You're good.
Okay.
I had the wrong screen up. I had Friday's screen up. Oh, look, I can barely see it. Bring it more towards your face a little bit since I got you cut off. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Like that, right?
Yeah.
Like that.
Now we've even got, we'll do it live stickers, or well, at least one.
Nice.
So, yeah, this weekend was a little wild for me, but packing and everything, I'm still not done.
Well, you better get done because it's happening Friday.
I know, right? I'm like, oh my God. Ooh, look, see Alyssa.
Yeah, so you're running out of time, man.
Yeah, I'm almost done. I got some books to pack up behind me. That little bottle of whiskey that's in that top corner there, that's got to go. I'll probably drink that before, so it's
yes,
stuff
yes,
you can't
Steve.
get
Yes, Steve.
Uh-oh.
We are a sponsor.
We need sponsors.
Yeah, we could use some sponsors. That
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, but yeah. So
Anheuser, if you'd like to sponsor us, we'll graciously accept it.
hey.
No doubt.
But yeah. So this weekend has gotten a little wild, though. What was it? Was it yesterday or the day before they really started getting crazy down at the border? Since we're going to go all the way south to Mexico. Was it Sunday?
Tijuana?
Or yesterday.
We're going to go to Tijuana?
DJ.
Oh,
TJ
we got a
used to be an
DJ
awesome
sighting?
place.
Where?
DJ sighting?
Cool as hell. I remember going down there as a kid.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about now. I was like, wait,
Yeah.
DJ.
Tijuana.
Yes.
Tijuana.
So I looked at a map today, and I wish I could find it. I was trying to find it before we came live. There's a map where they show them marching across the country of Mexico. So they start over here in the bottom right-hand corner and march all the way over to Tijuana and by San Diego and stuff. And it's like, why did they go that far across the country when they could have just cut up into Texas?
Because they ain't getting through in Texas.
What? They had to swim?
Maybe they couldn't swim.
All 1,500 or however many there are. I don't know. Hey, at least you can still hear us, Jane.
I
ain't getting through.
Listen, why? What's she doing?
She's working.
Oh.
Yeah.
That.
They're training her, but she's got headphones on, so they must not be
Nice.
training much.
I was saying, there must not be a lot of learning going on.
Yeah, if you're listening to us, there's not a lot of learning going on.
There you go.
We're just
Texas
gabbing.
has guns. That could have been it, Mikey.
What's that? Oh, Texas has guns. Yeah.
Lots of them.
True story. Although they've gotten a little more liberal than they used to be.
What, in Texas?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, a little. Yeah, but
I was kind of surprised.
I don't know if you'll call it a little. I'm going to go with more of a lot. There's a lot of liberal in Texas, but mostly centered around the big populated areas.
Well, there's that.
Well, I think that just seems to be, that's where most of the liberal anything is anywhere. It's all mostly centralized in the populated areas. Because when you get out away from the big populated areas, it always reverts to...
Self-reliance?
Yes.
Free-thinking.
Taking care of yourself, doing things yourself, not relying on anybody, yes.
Me and mine, not yours and everything else.
Yes. Not yours is mine and mine is mine and everybody thinks is mine. Yeah.
What's up, Michelle Stark?
Shoot first, ask questions later. Well, yeah, I guess Mike. Shoot first, ask questions later in Texas still. Nice.
But I mean, so the point of talking about the migrants and the rushing of the border and all down through Mexico is the fact that Mexico is stating they're going to deport
Yes.
Yeah.
from their country these migrants. Get out.
They've already said they've gathered up a lot of the people that they were having that they were having issues with at the border on the Mexican side. That
Yep.
the Mexican officials are gathering them up, over 500, and are going to deport them back to their country.
Well, yeah, they had arrested 50 of them so far on, believe it or not, drug charges, theft.
What?
Yeah.
I know, but
Oh,
they're
shock
just,
face.
They're just there to, because they want jobs. That's all.
Well, and so
They're poor and impoverished.
well, so the other thing is that they're claiming that they want to come to the U.S. because they feel unsafe in their own country. Well, you're actually supposed to file. Once you leave the country you're not safe in, the first country you hit, you're supposed to file for any kind of anything for
Amnesty
the US.
or
the amnesty stuff for here in the U.S. You're supposed to file in that country, not travel. However, what was it, 2,300 miles or whatever they did, 1,500 miles? What was
Wait
it?
a minute, you're not supposed to just run to the border and climb the wall?
And beg for forgiveness, all right?
Are you sure?
No, I think you're not supposed to do that.
Damn.
I was going to run up to Canada later and just jump the wall.
They're in the wall to Canada,
Well, I was
dude.
gonna say they just let you in.
There's no wall to Canada. No,
gotta be
there's
one
no.
somewhere.
Stop. There's no wall to Canada.
There's got to be one somewhere.
There's
Hey,
absolutely no wall to
I've been
Canada.
At the border, there's a wall next to where you walk through.
No.
Canada is the left's utopia. There's no
There's
border.
none of them left.
I get it, but
Trump
why
did
would there
so
be an
good.
actual
They're
wall?
Right here, they all stayed.
Well, they figure they can change it.
They're like, oh my God, it is great. We're staying.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't get it. I really don't. Why they
Well, what
pushed
I
us
don't,
to come here.
what I don't get is the whole, this whole liberal philosophy of, we have to take care of everybody else except for people actually in America.
Canada has a dirt road crossing. Well, correct, and that's
I mean, that's the only part, and I agree. I have to agree with, some of the more level-headed, I guess, people on that side that, yeah, you're right. Not everybody in the caravan or invasion or whatever keyword you want to use this week, not every one of them is a criminal. Not every one of them's a thief.
Yeah, but not every white guy's a racist.
Right.
Not every black guy's a criminal.
But here's the problem. The minute they try and rush the border and jump over the wall,
They're a
they
criminal.
are a criminal.
yeah,
Because that's not how you do it.
that's against the law to not quite invade, but to sneak into the country. Now,
Right.
yeah, I don't know. I don't understand why they don't want. Mexico has offered them jobs and everything,
Right.
and for some reason they're like, nah, we don't want your stuff. We want to go to the U.S. It's like,
Right,
why
which-
are you being picky?
Right. Well, if it's really just about getting away from their country, then yeah, Mexico should be fine.
Right.
I mean,
or the
and-
other two
and
countries they
nothing-
cut through first.
right. Well, then you know what? While you're in Mexico, you can apply to come to the U.S. the right way.
Right.
Especially if you already have a place to live and and food and a job. Well, guess what? Now you can take the time to apply and come to America the right way.
Yeah, you can apply for your asylum and then work through that the right way, or apply with just a card if you're just looking to get in the country. If you have time now, you don't have to apply for asylum.
Right.
If you have a home country again, and you're not marching around with the country's flag that you were claiming you were trying to run away from.
And you can still, and you can get a work visa if you want to work in the U.S. You can get a work visa and come work.
Right.
I mean, but the fact of the matter is, obviously there's something else driving this. And, oh my God, have you guys seen?
It's a bus driver. It's a bus driver.
No. Have you seen the photos, how they were actually like posing them and doing like fake photo ops on the other side of the wall?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Oh, dude, I'll have to post those pictures.
So a lot of the guys, and I'm gonna give 4chan a shout out now because anybody's watching. That was the most hilarious thing I saw was the picture of the girl dragging her kids.
Yeah.
But she's on a skateboard railing down a rail on steps, and her kids are floating with her, and they've got it. It looks almost perfect, and I was like, oh, maybe too soon, but it was still funny.
Yeah, I mean, I'll find that picture and post it. Maybe I'll even post it on the Heartland. But yeah, I mean, you can see the one picture that the guy's taking of the supposedly the refugee getting hit by a canister of tear gas, which is great because you can tell it's on the Mexico side because you can see the wall and the American flag on the other side of the wall.
Yeah.
So they must have gotten that canister. The U.S. isn't shooting canisters over the wall.
Right.
So they grabbed that canister, placed it so they can then place that family and take a photo op. But what's worse is you can see two other reporters behind that
taking pictures. Yeah.
We're taking other photographs of bullshit poses.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Isn't that in the same? That's that same picture with the woman dragging her kids.
Yes.
Yeah, because
if you look in the background, you can see all of it being staged.
Yeah. Oh,
it's hilarious. I mean, they're narking on themselves and they don't even realize it.
Right.
It's freaking hilarious.
Oh boy. Yeah, because I'm actually looking at that picture right now. If I can pull it up and it doesn't. Here, let's see.
Now pop it up on the screen.
Yeah, and then you can see the back. Yeah, the two in the background. It's hilarious. One to your right, one to your left.
All right. This only takes me a second here to resize everything and move things around.
God, you should be prepared for this, Mr. Producer.
There we go. That's the picture you're talking about, isn't it? And I'll give it a few seconds because it'll be 15. Because I think you can see there's a cameraman there. And then, yeah, there's a cameraman here. And then I know there's a tripod here. Because I saw a couple people.
See the one straight back behind him on the left.
Yeah, right behind her head, there's a tripod. And then,
the guy in the turquoise shirt.
Yep, to the left.
You can see him. Yeah, to the left. You can see him. He's actually, right there.
Yep.
Man, I think it's on Reuters or Reuters or whatever that is.
Okay, I just have to say, this. One, canister on ground, blowing the opposite direction.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Two, why does her feet look like she's falling down?
Because it looks like she's going to be tripping over her kid here in about 2 seconds.
Yeah, we're not even tripping over the kid in 2 seconds. It looks her foot is so far behind her, she's going down. There is no physical way that woman did not go flat to her face.
Right.
If that's legit.
I'm switching it back.
There's no physical way.
Right.
I don't care how agile you are. There's no way that woman stayed on her feet.
The one in the back is great because the guy in the turquoise shirt there, the
one in the back left, yeah.
Yeah, if you find that, I'll have to somewhere either on YouTube, I think it might have been YouTube, but they show those pictures from like the angle that the photographer's doing it, and then the story's like fleeing from border patrol and then the violent violence and stuff, but they're not even at the border. They're on the they're in the freaking Mexican side taking the pictures. It's all bullshit.
Right.
But as soon as you see that picture, you can find the other picture. You're like, wait a minute.
Exactly. You're like, what are you? You can tell, and when you see the one guy's like acting like he's sprinting, and he's like, you can see him looking over at the camera, like, like what the hell?
I mean,
get my proper side.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
seriously, get my good side right here.
It's so
right here in this general vicinity.
Yeah, I mean they don't even try, and they know it's fake, and they don't even try to hide it anymore.
Well, CNN's missing nose. I mean, think about it. CNN's missing nose. I could point you in the direction of a bunch of freaking YouTube videos you can go watch where people are literally finding every detail about a segment from CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, all of them. They go and they look and they start investigating. There's a video right now that I found where CNN had a panel of Trump voters, black, white, male, female, all over the spectrum, Trump voters, and one guy on there, this individual that did this video like honed in on this guy and researched this guy, found his YouTube account, found his Facebook account, found everything. Dude was never a Trump supporter. Dude called for Trump to be everything under the sun, from assassinated to thrown in prison for just existing, everything else. They had this guy on the panel as a Trump voter. He voted for Trump.
What?
But before the election, the dude's like calling Trump a racist and everything else. He never even thought about voting for Trump. I mean, it's blatant lie. Blatant lie. This dude's like, yeah, I voted for Trump. No, you didn't.
Nice. Well, and hey, you know what? Michelle made a good point. That's another good one. I don't know how many of you guys follow him, but I believe it's Anomaly is his name. Okay. He's in California, and he's been exposing a lot of these pictures. So if you get a chance, go look at his website and Facebook page. He's got some of those on there. Michelle Stark just said it's Anomaly, as I believe how you spell. She spelled it right, but
well, it was like Anam Zero Lee or something when I saw it.
But I'm telling you, that guy's. If when we're not on, going to
definitely when we're not on.
When we're on.
No,
not when we're on. But I'm telling you, that's a guy to follow. He's about as neutral of a guy as you'll find, and he was basically a liberal, and the election, kind of, did the same thing to him that others. It was like, man, they think they're lying to me, And so
all I can say to that statement, Mike. All I can say is, I may hold a lot of quote unquote conservative views or quote unquote, right wing views. I may be that crazy veteran who stores more food and has waterproof ammunition and missing fingers. You know what I mean? Making me the homegrown terrorist from, the Department of Homeland Security. Allegedly. But I will say this about that. If there are legitimately children in this quote unquote caravan, if there are mothers of these children in the caravan, I'm okay with it. Do the due diligence, come to the freaking border, hit a port of entry, do what you need to do to ask for asylum,
right?
To garner your citizenship. Cool, go for it. Great.
But stop dragging your kids to this other crap.
The minute you're dragging children to the freaking border with you, and there's 37 20 to 30-year-old dudes with you, and it's one woman, 2 kids, and 30 or 40 grown men, there's a problem.
Yes.
Right. Well, and that's the thing, too. You got to wonder, and I get, I get that it's bad where they're coming from. But at what point do you stand up and go, this is my country. I'm not going to take this shit anymore.
Well, on top of, Mike Eamon said this earlier, look at the conditions that the people that in California are dealing with just because they lost their home to a fire. Now we're going to let 1,500 to 3,000 more people into the country, and we're supposed to house them and feed them, and we can't even take care of ourselves. We can't even take care of our
Stop
veterans.
it! Stop it! Stop it!
The whole state is freaking bankrupt.
No, stop it!
No, stop it.
No, stop it, because you're making sense.
Well, but we're supposed to.
That's a problem.
Oh,
Stop making sense.
sorry. Am I boring them with facts?
Yeah,
No.
the facts are pushing everybody away. I'm just saying.
And I really try to stick away from throwing trigger words out there just to screw with people, but no, you're triggering them with facts.
Yeah.
Wait for it. I'm waiting for the freaking view count to start skyrocketing because people's like, that's hilarious. I'm sending it.
Oh,
I
man.
try to not make people angry and, pissed off with, trigger words, but you know what? Whatever.
If facts are trigger words, then we have a real big problem.
We have a big problem.
Well, we do.
I-
You've got to look at what people say and go, oh, I stay away from the news and Facebook because of the fact. Well, no, I don't stay away from Facebook. I stay away from reading the news on Facebook as much as possible because of the amount of stupidity that is shown. Drives me insane when it's like
There was a
you're saying
video.
Oh,
things.
it's brutal.
There was a video I watched. It was on Facebook. It was hilarious. It wasn't political. It wasn't left or right. It was just some stupid random video. It was actually like a rap video. But the dude was rapping about how Facebook and social media works. How it starts with one person's opinion, and then somebody with the opposite opinion comes in, and it's like a boxing match. And you get two people with opposing opinions who you cannot change the opinion. It's
Right.
either they're right or you're right, or nobody can change the opinion. But from that, you get your right winger extremists, your left winger extremists, then you get your trolls, then you get your holy rollers, then you get all these people, and it's just one big mob fight. When all it is let's have a discussion. Let's just talk.
Right.
If you don't like my opinion, don't sniff my shit. Don't worry about it.
Right. Well, and I think that's another problem too. It's like when did having a discussion and an opinion become like so horrible? I mean, unless you agree with them, then you're cool.
I'm going to go with about 30 years ago, the statement, and it may have been longer, but you got to remember, I'm only like 37.
Shut up.
So like 30 years ago, I started hearing this statement that you don't talk about religion or politics.
Well,
or paychecks. That was the three.
Right.
Religion, politics, or paychecks.
Hell, nowadays, not talking about your paycheck is a freaking rule in your work.
You're right. There's a reason. And we can segue through this, but this is my opinion. There's a freaking reason. Because they give their buddies and their friends a better paycheck than you. And if you find out about that, then you're complaining to somebody. They might get them in trouble, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
There's your reason you don't talk about your paycheck. When you don't talk about politics, what happens is what we got right now. You got a giant divide amongst the country.
Yeah.
You got people that don't know why they have an opinion. They just do.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
They can't critically think or discuss.
No, they don't think.
Well, and they don't discuss.
They let this box tell them right here, or the other one, plugged into the cable TV.
Exactly.
Right there.
Well, the TV told me, and Google, and
if it's on TV and the internet, it's got to be real.
400 years said this is what I should believe, so I'm going to believe it.
Right.
Well, it's a threat assessment game. It really is. It's a threat assessment game. What is the greatest threat to yourself and your family? It is not having the ability to critically think for yourself and have a thing called a cognitive thought. When all you do is focus on one part of a problem, one aspect of something, you get stuck. And when you're stuck, you're dead. I mean, there's countless soldiers, countless horrific things people have been involved in can tell you that the one thing you have to have for sure is the ability to have a cognitive thought.
Well, yeah, you have to be able to plan for your family, and you have to be able to critically think in a moment where you may, and not doing that, allowing the TV and the computer and the internet to tell you, or your little, this little thing in your hand, it doesn't allow you to critically think under low stress situations. So you have to do it under anything else.
You already made the statement. You got to thank 4chan for the picture of the video.
I'm not doing that.
No. I'm not saying you are. What I'm saying is if you go look at 4chan, if you go look at Reddit, some of the subreddits, things like that, what you end up seeing is those people have most people on those platforms have a baseline ability to critically think.
Yeah, baseline is an understatement on 4chan. Them guys are freaking smart as hell.
No, and I'm not saying that's what I'm saying. You are always going to find, just like we had that statement less than 2 minutes ago, that not all white guys are racist, not all black guys are criminals, not all Hispanics coming across the border or Mexicans or whatever are illegal or criminal or whatever. Not all 4chaners are super intelligent. Not all Reddit users are super intelligent. But what you end up seeing is the ones that have the critical thought, the ones that are thinking for themselves, are the ones that are standing out here grandstanding, saying they're trying to kill us all with this insanity and the influx in migrants and like it's already been stated, California literally is on fire. I may be mistaken if the fires have been put out. I haven't seen myself, but California is literally on fire. Why are they standing at the border of California?
Because that's where whoever's organizing the caravan told them to go.
How many thousands of miles of freaking border do we have right now?
Too much without a wall.
How many don't have a wall?
Way too much.
So tell me, tell me one more time why they're standing at a border entry with a freaking wall.
Because the press doesn't want to stand in the desert. The pictures look a whole lot better with them climbing over the wall.
Right.
The sun, the lighting's better there by the wall.
Right.
Yeah, the lighting's better there.
And Daryl on YouTube, I wasn't ignoring you. I was trying to find a good picture of it. I can't. But I guess a woman fell off the wall today trying to climb the wall and got impaled by rebar.
Sounds like a personal problem. Hey, I will say this. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was the rebar or if it was she fell into the wire.
Yeah, it's saying she got impaled.
If she got impaled, it was rebar. Wire's just going to cut the hell out of you.
Guatemala pierced her side and buttocks when she landed on a piece of rebar Friday night near I can't say that word.
Ysidro?
Yes, very good.
San Paulo?
San Ysidro.
She was trying to climb the fence at a port of entry. So, yeah, interesting.
Well,
again, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Yeah. Would it be easier to do it the right way and walk through the door? I'm just saying.
Right.
Maybe.
Wait, all bearded guys are hippies. Wait a minute, we got to stop.
Well, that's like the one guy I was watching. Oh God, this must have been years ago now, but it was another little reporter on the Rio Grande, and was like they were filming these guys, and obviously they got into the river and realized they couldn't swim.
No.
And he's like, oh, look, we're making these poor people that can't swim try and wade across the water. No,
we're not making them do anything. No, correct your statement. We're not making them do anything.
No.
No, you're right. We should build a bridge so they can cross easier.
Well, didn't they do that for the turtles? Didn't they make like a tunnel under a road for the turtles?
I thought they did that under the one of the walls too, for wildlife.
Well, I mean, if you've ever been to San Diego and gone out there, that wall doesn't go real deep into the ocean. On low tide, really not that hard to go around. To be honest with you.
No.
But
So clearly, we're not trying to make it difficult for anyone.
Well, here's the funny part. If you're in the U.S. and you try and swim around that wall, there are guys in Mexican army uniforms with machine guns telling you should swim back.
I'm going to let everybody know something. So
But
while I
that's
was
okay.
stationed in Korea, right? They took us on a little trip up to the DMZ. It was a weekend little trip. Well, if you've been to Korea, if you've ever seen pictures of it, and I want to say they're changing it. I'm not keeping up with all of it, but I think I saw somewhere they called for peace. They're tearing it all down.
Yeah.
Right. But when I was there wasn't no peace. There were freaking artillery set up on the mountains on the other side of that border that would have shot at us anytime they wanted to. But we went into one of the talking buildings. There's 3 buildings. You got a big building on the South Korea side that's like the welcome center for anybody that comes from the north to the south to reunite with their families and everything else. But then you have 3 buildings right on the DMZ. You walk into those buildings and they're pretty much legitimately cut in half, like inside and out the building. It's a different color on each side. It's weird. You got the north, you got the south. But you can walk around the table all you want. One side of the table on the south side has a South Korea flag. The side on the north side has a North Korea flag. There's a door on each end, blah, blah, blah. There's 2 booths on each side with glass with translators can sit. The tour guide, while we were up there, we're in there walking around the table looking at everything inside the building. He says, and by all means, if you want to open that door, you can. He said, but just be prepared to be yanked into the open out there and never coming back.
What?
I mean, it's
So
like
North Korea doesn't play nice?
North Korea didn't play nice at that time. Now, this is like 05, 06. North Korea did not play nice, apparently. And there would be soldiers standing on the other side of that wall that would just grab you, pull you in, and now you're North Korean.
Or property of.
I mean, what you just said sounds pretty similar to that. I mean, got people on that Mexican side. It's just like, you're here now.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just none of it makes sense. I mean, and the bigger problem you got to think too. I mean, it goes way back. What was the real purpose of this whole thing? Because again, we go back to why was the UN helping them? Why was our Red Cross helping them? Why we've got so much of our own crap to deal with here in the U.S. I mean, why are we even trying to bring them? I mean, does everybody, unless I missed something, does everybody in America have a job and a home
Nope.
already?
Oh,
No, unemployment's up because everybody's got 2 jobs.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't understand.
Not my statement.
Why? Why is this even, and it's not, people are like, oh, well, we're the melting pot. Well, yeah, because there's a whole line of people waiting to get here legally. That's how you get into the melting pot.
Yeah.
You don't break down the wall
and
or climb over.
Here's the other sad part about the melting pot. The reason, in my opinion, it was called a melting pot was we all merged and blended together.
Oh, you mean
right?
we all became like Americans?
We all became Americans. But alas, all these guys are freaking flailing flags of their country. They're not here to melt together.
No.
They're here to take over.
They officially made it an invasion when they decided to start running through the wall and over the wall, carrying the flag of their home country.
Correct.
Because guess what? That's the freaking definition.
Right.
Of invasion.
What is going on here?
Because they were unwelcomed, they were carrying a foreign flag, and they were trying to enter illegally.
Right. Not doing paperwork.
That's an invasion.
Yep. Oh, boy. Well, there's no real easy way to segue out of that one, so
No, we can sit here for the next 12 hours talking on that.
We've already done
moving
almost
on.
40 minutes. Just gonna say.
Hey, yeah, thanks for joining us. We'll see you.
But no. So the other thing we were wanting to hit on was that the guy over in, what was it, Alabama? There it is. Was shot and killed in the mall, and he was the good guy with the gun, as there was an active gunman in the mall. Shot 2 people, a teenager and I don't know who else.
Yeah.
But it was another person got shot, and
right.
he went in looking, because he wanted to help stop whatever was going on, and the police showed up and shot him dead.
Wow.
Yes, he was a black male. This isn't the first time a good guy with a gun of color has been shot down. There was another one, a couple weeks ago?
I think so.
Even that's kind of a risk when you pull and you're in a situation like that.
It's a risk. That's a risk for anybody.
Yeah. As much as any of us want to, I think any of us that a majority of us probably on here watching are probably, if we're in Ohio for sure, wherever we are, we're probably going to be armed.
Yep.
And we would like to help. However, you have to be smart about it too.
It's a risk for
subject, man.
It's a risk for anybody to help in any way with law enforcement. And everybody's gonna sit here and be like, "Oh no, even you're putting yourself in a slight bit of risk, even if you see an officer being beaten on the ground, because his threat level is through the roof at that time."
Correct.
And if he perceives you doing anything, he or she perceives you doing anything that they deem a threat, they have all legal right to use whatever force necessary to deal with you.
Well, and you've seen that even in videos where a guy's someone's beating up an officer, a guy jumps in, and then backup arrives, and
the backup pals are,
because they don't know.
Yeah, they have no idea. They think he's a part of it.
No, they don't know you're helping him. They just see 2 guys on top of the officer.
Yeah.
I can't. It's a tragic situation, but I don't know how much you can, especially not knowing enough of the details. I don't know how much you can blame the officers in a situation like this.
So what ended up happening is the actual gunner got away. They know who he is. They got him on camera. The bad thing about it, though, was at first they initially thought he was the gunman for like a week or 2.
Really?
Until finally they got everything together. The cameras showed otherwise in the mall, and then they saw that he actually was drawing to help with what was going on with the actual gunman, and that's when the police officers walked in, saw him the only guy with a gun, and shot him because of the fact that they thought he was. And he died. He died in the. I don't think he died right away. I think he died.
No, dude. And you'll have to. I did not catch a lot of this. Was he engaging the other guy at the time, or what?
The article just states he brandished a weapon.
Yes. They have not.
But
said
then
exactly
the article then goes into include the fact that he's a licensed carrier. He's a law-abiding citizen. He was doing what CCWs are designed for. Basically, the article is saying that this puts a tarnish on the NRA's and the gun owner groups statement of the only thing to save a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. This puts a tarnish on it.
Right. Well, and I think a couple people made some good points. Education on, on these kind of situations and what to do in a situation like that is probably something that should be added to your concealed carry classes.
Yes.
And B, Brian's right by the fact that the cops really made themselves kind of look bad in this situation by not releasing footage quick because, I mean, he's right. You can get that footage in minutes. If
Oh
not
yeah.
hours.
Well, and I want to say the way I read it, and this is a perception for me of reading the article. The article's more along the lines of the family of the deceased wants answers.
Yes.
Okay.
It didn't even read to me like they want, money or someone to be held accountable. They wanted answers.
They
Right.
wanted to know
Why?
why it took a week or two
Yeah.
before they
Well, let's
realized he
be honest,
wasn't the gunman.
Yeah. And in a situation like that, unfortunately, and I get it, I'm sure his adrenaline was going. He wanted to help. But until he was probably ready to engage the person, this is strictly my opinion, by the way.
Mhm.
He probably should have never unholstered his weapon to begin with.
No.
I mean, unless he was clearly, engaging the
But-
person.
But you also have to
I know,
remember,
I
Mike.
get it.
You also have to remember, Mike. Guys like, and I'm saying it because it's true, but guys like you, guys like John, guys like myself, like Jeremy, we take the time to learn those aspects of situations, to learn to keep situational awareness in the forefront of our mind, to be able to subconsciously do those things even in a heightened situation, a heightened state of fear or adrenaline.
Yeah.
Right.
And let's be honest, and in the long run, I mean, other than a few of you, or a few of us, I guess none of us really know how we'd act in that situation
Until you're in it.
until
you're actually there.
open.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, most of us who are in Ohio, I'm not sure who's not in Ohio. Michelle, she's not in Ohio, but here
Yep,
in
there's a
Ohio,
few.
he would have gotten in trouble for just brandishing his weapon and not being in the midst of the direct action because of the fact we are required to retreat from the situation. If we can retreat,
Correct.
True.
we're not supposed to run into a room that we hear gunshots in and start firing. We're supposed to
Right.
actually, we have a duty to retreat at this point. For now, we're working on that.
And, well, and I'll be honest, and that's a situation that I want to be a law-abiding, concealed handgun license person. I want to be that guy, but I don't know. I'm not sure in a situation like that. I don't know how much the law would prevent me from getting involved.
Trying to
Because,
protect
yeah.
somebody, correct?
Right. I mean, because I don't know. I don't know if that's worth. I don't
But
know.
are you prepared? Okay.
That's
No,
a
wait.
great. I mean, you're really putting I guess everything on the line by helping, but later on I still think in my head and my heart that it would have been the right thing to do, whether the law believes it or not. It might be worth fighting.
Correct. And that's.
But are you
obviously-
prepared? But are you prepared for the repercussions in, like the state of Ohio, for the family of the criminal to civilly sue you for wrongful death? Are you prepared?
Because if I think if it's a clear-cut case, and you know what, 2 people died instead of 30. Yeah,
I don't disagree. I honestly don't disagree.
I know you don't.
But I'm over here sitting here thinking to myself, how much of a bad light does this put on the Ohio Stand Your Ground bill trying to get pushed?
Right.
I mean, is this going to be a way for, our governor to sit here and go, see, we shouldn't have that. What we need is red flag laws.
Yeah. Well,
I-
but red
Yes.
flag laws don't even protect you from that because the criminal that did the shooting to begin with, he don't care about the laws and what situations to get his guns and to do what he needs to do to be
Right.
for being dangerous.
Now again, I'm going to say again,
Uh-oh.
stop thinking logically.
Well, and I'll be honest, I hate saying I say that too much, but I'm gonna be honest with you. No, I'm actually gonna lie to you here.
Okay.
But now I don't know if 10 years ago when my kids were younger, I don't know unless they were with me and in a direct line of fire. If it was just me at the mall, I don't know how much putting that kind of burden on my family and them losing me as income, I don't know how much of that would have played a part then. Now that they're older and they're adults, and I would probably be more willing to take that risk than I would have 10 years ago.
Yeah, because you always got to keep that in the back of your mind that you're a good chunk of your family, and yeah,
right. Now my wife might like only seeing me once a month. I don't know.
But you gotta think too that you keeping it's a broadened stroke of situational awareness. The situation's different now. You know, you don't. Yes, your wife relies on you, but your children do not rely on you. They have their own means.
Well, I don't know. My bank account says otherwise.
Well, but they should be. Okay, we'll say it this way. They don't, but they do, but they shouldn't be. However you want to take it.
They could live without me if they had to.
The situation's changed. So, like for myself, with kids under the age of 5, I'm probably going to turn around and walk out of the building. Now, if the dude comes running up on me and there's not a cop to be seen, he's probably going to take a chest full of lead. But beyond that, if he's not in my direct vicinity and it's not, quote unquote, my problem,
right?
I'm not going to go and engage.
And unfortunately, yeah, and I think that's what all this has done. I mean, you would think that you shouldn't have to think about it. You would think that, hey, there's a bad guy killing people. I'm armed. I could stop him. I should just be able to go stop him.
And at the end of the day, if you know you were doing what was right to you or to anybody that would respect that, it isn't going to matter. You're going to do what's right. I mean, and like Mike says, Eamon says, carry good insurance and have a good lawyer in your pocket. Yeah. Because
it's true.
Sure.
But it doesn't always work.
No, it doesn't always work. But yeah, no.
You can spend hundreds of thousands of dollars and still sit your ass in prison,
right?
Yeah.
Because their lawyer's better, or you just did one thing the wrong way.
Right. Well, and I'm not sure how much in your insurance, in a situation like that where you're technically breaking the law, I'm not sure how much your insurance will help you.
Well, the carry insurance will help you no matter what. I know what was the one I went to.
But but if you're breaking the law, will it? Because that's the part I don't know.
The one I was talking about is that they'll back you through all the way through your court process, no matter what the process is. At least that's what they were saying. Now there might be fine print that I should probably read into before, because I'm
Right.
Yep, even there he is. He's pimping it. I wasn't gonna name names.
That's
I was just gonna pimp it.
Hey, in case someone's interested, we know a guy.
Yeah, we know guys.
Well, in case someone's interested, we also accept sponsors.
Somebody's got to pay for this fine programming.
Right.
We'll keep it rolling.
Your adult.
Well, on that same topic, if you guys want to break into another conversation, did we see where the Toledo mayor is basically saying we're not going to buy guns for the city if you can't answer these questions correctly?
And from that checklist that I saw, they ain't buying guns from anybody.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Oh, you didn't see that?
No.
Go over on the Discord. I posted it up there.
Yeah.
It's a good read. It's some very vague, stupid 10. I think it's 10 or 11 questions.
2, 3.
It's do you number 1 and number 2 were the ones I've got like burned into my brain.
Okay.
Do you manufacture assault weapons for civilian use? And do you sell assault weapons for civilian use?
Well,
not currently.
Well, technically, every single manufacturer can state no and no, because there's no such thing as an assault weapon. I mean, legally.
Are you bringing up facts again?
Legally, I'm just trying to be logical here.
Well, again, logic.
Stop it.
You got no room for that kind of crap.
Yeah, I know. I get yelled at for being logical too much. But no, the other ones in here, they're hilarious because it's which firearms does your company agree to not sell to civilians? Do you require your dealers to conduct background checks? Does your company have a plan in place to invest in a gun and ammunition tracing technologies? So they want to be able to track how much ammunition they're being selling to who and guns. And do you use,
Really?
at a minimum, industry best practices for inventory control and transactions? Meaning do
So
not have
to-
anything come up missing.
So to all my Toledo brethren and sisters, all I can say is this. The reason Ohio State and Meat Chicken have a rivalry is the war over Toledo. I think it's time to give it back to Michigan.
As a Michigan fan, no thanks.
I'm just saying.
It's yours.
I mean, that sure as hell sounds like the same thing Michigan just pulled with the whole ammunition freaking law crap. You can only buy so much and use so much. And,
Well, I think that's the beginning of the whole tracing of ammunition is now we're tracing it. Now we know where it goes, so now we can regulate who buys how much and when.
So
in other
Toledo,
words,
so
buy as much
essentially,
as you can now.
What was that?
I said buy as much as you can now.
Well, you should always buy as much as you can. As much as your paycheck allows, you should buy every time you get paid. I mean,
What happens
did
when
I
you
say
run out
that
of
loud?
storage?
You can never run out of storage. Uh-oh.
You could.
Oh, this is true. You have to buy
Well,
another house.
actually, I just took care of that too. I just rented a like 200 square feet office, so
Nice. But so
in an undisclosed location.
So the mayor admitted that they only have a $150,000 annual budget for their firearms, ammunition, and parts. So he's
Damn.
admitted that he's not really going to cause any issues with not buying from a certain company. But by that checklist, they ain't buying from any company. Right now, I'm telling you right now, every company is going to be
the
like...
problem with that the problem with that checklist is there's clearly no answer key.
No.
Ugh.
I'm sorry. Do you make assault weapons for civilians? No.
So what, are they just going to go back to rubber bullets, or?
Well,
They can. I'm not.
What is the whole?
so the article actually picks apart the questions. I didn't quite get that far before we went live. But like one of them was, do you manufacture assault weapons for civilian use? If you're a member of the if you're a manufacturer of the AR-15s, for example, you can honestly answer no, because semi-automatic firearms are not assault weapons.
But what is an assault weapon?
Do you sell assault weapons for civilian use? Again, if you sell AR-15s to law-abiding citizens, for example, you can honestly answer no. Semi-automatic firearms are not assault weapons.
If they sell shovels, because I can assault someone with a shovel.
Right?
True.
Pretty easily.
It's assault.
I can assault you with a spoon.
Yep.
That pretty much eliminates everyone, doesn't it?
Wait. Look, I have my assault pin.
I have one of those. I don't know where it's at
Stop
right
it.
now. I think I
Stop
packed
it.
it.
I just don't. Yeah, I don't even get what. I just don't even get where they're going and what they're trying. Or are they just trying to do nothing?
I think it's a whole lot of nothing. It's to
Hey,
spend
you know
money
how-
on nothing.
You know how I say these words a lot, and I know I say it too much, but it's that feel-good thing. Makes you
Yeah.
feel all warm and fuzzy on the inside. It's a feel-good thing.
Did
I
they
guess.
define
His
assault?
constituents are over here screaming about gun control. So he's doing something to make them feel good.
So is this like his Mike Rowe moment?
I don't know about a micro moment, because micro does some pretty good shit. I'm just saying.
Well, I know, but I'm saying, is that what he's trying to do? He's trying to make it all warm and fuzzy and look, I'm doing something good for the people.
Right.
But it ain't, dude.
I know. Well,
he ain't.
That's why I just don't even get. I don't even get the whole thing.
The lack of logic. The lack of logic to all of it is just insane.
Yeah, the lack of logic.
I saw an article right before we went. I saw an article pop up on my freaking phone right before we went live that the House Dems are gunning to push for gun control again. Like, seriously, why?
Well, I mean, but they've been pushing for gun control for 20 years too.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not like any of us should be.
I think everybody watching this feed and everybody that will watch this feed after we're done being live will all have the same agreement. Make guns outlawed, I'll become an outlaw.
Right.
That's really what they. I mean, I don't know. To me, it's. I start to wonder if anybody in politics has actually sat down and read the Constitution. I mean, ever.
Well, I saw a video where Miss Cortez was claiming the whole,
Oh, wait, my ears. Hold on. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. There.
Oh, God.
Sorry, that was not cultural appropriation. That's just how I feel like I have to say the name, so it sounds right. Some guy, a guy on YouTube, Political Poppy or PAPI or whatever it is. He met her at a Halloween thing, so he asked her a few questions. Well, one of the questions was how she felt about the whole Trump saying he's going to try to get rid of the, American-born citizenship thing from illegals. Come here legally, they're born here, then now they're magically right doing that. Her basic response was, "It's unconstitutional, and he can't do it. It's not in his purview."
Oh.
Well, he's part of that fourth organ of Chambers.
Oh God! Third branch of the government.
You have to wonder. I mean, and we've talked about it before, but I mean, the more she talks, how do you not vote for a pet monkey over her? I mean, how?
Well, her keepers. Well, here's the best part of the video I watched. If you want to look it up after you've done watching us, look up Political Poppy. The whole point of the video was that when he first got there, he got interviewed by some like Eastern European reporters, legit camera, press pass, microphone. Well, he said in his video, he's like, remember those guys because they'll become important again. So then he goes through the video and he does his little interview and he gets one question out, the question I just said, and a dude dressed up like Obi-Wan Kenobi at this Halloween thing was apparently one of her people. As soon as he finished that question, the dude jumps in front of him and tries to stop him from asking another question, but she lets him ask the other question. Well, then it was over and done with. That was over and done with. He got approached by a woman on her campaign group or whatever, who then who basically said he couldn't ask her questions, asked him who he was working for, thinking he must have been some undercover reporter for Fox or CNN or somebody. He explained that he was like an independent journalist, and she handed him her card and said that if he had any other questions for her, he had to go through this person, her.
An interpreter?
Yes. Well, apparently an interpreter or a verify you're not going to ask questions that makes her head hurt and her stutter happen.
So, like, what's your name?
Well, true. But the video continues a little bit more over some stuff. But then it gets to these two reporter guys that interviewed him at the very beginning. They go and interview Cortez, and they get shut down. Like, they rip the mic out of their hands and throw them out of the event. Now, they've been at the event almost the whole time, but they now throw them out because they're asking her questions. Well, this political puppy goes outside and catches up with him, and they basically lay out that, yeah, they kicked him out. They blocked him from asking questions. All of this stuff.
Where was that? Where was that happening?
Halloween party somewhere, I'm guessing, in her district. But
I wonder, was that some of the guys from Moore that got kicked out? Do you remember?
I don't know. They had a direct accent. They were like a legit accent.
Okay.
But what the video primarily was about was her. It's not her. She has like apparently an entire team of people who keep her in line.
Let me be the first.
They're backing. They're keeping press away from her so she doesn't say stupid shit all the time.
Not nearly enough.
Oh,
Clearly, fourth branch of the government. Three houses of the freaking Congress. What the fuck?
Yeah, then she's basically never going to be able to speak for the next 2 years she's in office.
I don't know if she's going to be allowed to speak. I really don't think so.
I can't wait. I am going to watch C-SPAN the first time she's in chamber because that's going to be freaking epic.
Well, I'm going to tell you, it sure as hell won't be Mr. Smith goes to Washington. It ain't going to happen.
It's going to be phenomenal. She's going to do, I mean, I might actually get, a recorder to record that because there's going to be some epic things that first day she's in chambers. It's going to be epic.
If they let her talk.
I got a feeling the first bill she tries to send across the table is going to be one hell of a doozy.
Yes.
And yes, Mike Eamon, those are supposed to be assault chairs, by the way. Those would be labeled assault chairs. You can't get those in the normal chair aisle. You need a background check.
I've got some assault Mexican spice grubs. Anybody want to?
WWF. I don't even know if is that allowed anymore. I thought
no, it's what's that called now? It's wildlife something.
Yes.
So
yes, WWF, the World Wildlife Foundation.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, they are. WWE is entertainment now.
Yeah.
Entertainment. Because
it ain't entertaining.
Apparently, some people thought it was real.
Isn't that all they used during those days? Back during, what was it? The Hell in a Cell was the big black chairs?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Those are good times.
Tables, ladders, and chairs, man. Tables, ladders, and chairs. TLC.
Razor blades stuck in their hands so they could do the good cuts.
Yeah.
The good old
there's no there's no bleeding. There's no bleeding anymore. If there's blood in a wrestling match right now, it's legit. Somebody took an elbow or a fist or one hell of a chair shot.
Right.
Yeah. True story.
Oh boy.
I miss the good old wrestling days.
I mean, they
get days though. Not some of the new stuff, okay, but I don't like the storylines I've even remotely tried to. It's a little hard to handle.
Yeah, I know a few people that are way into it, and they probably don't watch, but they are. It's
my son.
Almost like stop. Just
my son.
You go, watch General Hospital during the day or something.
Get him to watch the back in the day.
Stop.
I mean, the latest where I quit watching was right after. What was it? Stone Cold and The Rock retired. After that, it kind of went downhill from there.
That would be what you call the Attitude Era. That would be what you call. That'd be the Attitude Era. Those are days gone by.
Yeah.
They are.
No, today's generation, today's wrestling is PG era, and I want to say, I want to say from what I watch anymore, because my kids like it. My oldest son watches it, and we pay for the WWE Network. Hey, WWE, if you want to sponsor that, it's only $9.99 a month. First month's free, and you get the pay-per-view for that month. Anyways, the nice part about it is, you know, my son's sitting here watching all this new stuff with Lesnar and all that, but I can sit back and watch Attitude Era shows and watch Stone Cold podcasts and everything else.
Yes, Mr. Sacco.
But
Come on now.
The newer stuff, you're almost independent wrestling than you are to watch if you really want to watch wrestling.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
But, hey,
already...
hey, before we go anywhere, I want to, you know, we're starting soon, and it should hit our Facebook page and our website soon. Since it is, we've had a little heart stuff in there that might grow moment. We're actually doing ours. We're going to be starting a food drive and a canned food drive and a non-perishable drive. It's all going to benefit local food banks. We'll get, we're going to do pictures and all that. But if you know of a business that would allow us to put a box in their place, we're going to put their name and their address or their website or something on our website and on our Facebook page. Mike Eamon will probably pop on sometime soon onto Heartland and fill you in a little bit more about it, but start thinking about it. We're going to do a nice, real nice food drive for those that are just less fortunate,
Okay, good. The food drive, if you want to donate any money, you can go to the heartlanddefenders.com website.
Absolutely.
Where is, I see events. Where can they now donate at on the site? Because I do not see.
Homepage.
Right on the homepage.
Oh, right on the homepage. Okay.
Yeah.
So right on the homepage, scroll down, see the green button. It says donate. You donate money. Put in the things that, put in the comments that you would like it to go towards the food drive, and we'll make sure that it goes towards the food drive.
Yeah, and every dollar, if you look at almost every food bank, they'll tell you $1 they can actually turn into 4 meals.
Okay.
So, even if you can only, if you want to, when we put up our boxes, if you just want to drop $1 in there instead of a canned good or something, that'll work too.
Nice.
Well, let's not put a box out and have people start throwing cash in that box, because that cash will come up missing.
And not the places I'm putting mine.
No.
Maybe not where you're putting yours.
But,
can't promise everywhere.
Right.
But we'll work something out if you guys want to. If you want to just make a single dollar donation, we'll figure out a way for you to do it. If you want to do something 5, 10, 15, definitely please hit the website and do that. And we'll have a lot more information coming. But Mr. Eamon popped on there, so we're definitely getting it rolling soon. I think we'd like to do it till maybe the second or third week, probably just the second week into by the 15th or so of December. So we'll get you more information, but Justin, Mr. Masters there will be another one you might hear from about this as well.
Nice. So that's good. And then also don't forget to go to our website if you want any decals for your vehicle. And I know t-shirts are in the making as well coming up. They aren't right away, but definitely donate.
We're working on some dealings.
Yep.
We're working on some dealings. Keep your eyes out, guys. We got a lot of
some patches.
We've got a lot of decal designs, and I know that myself and Mike are working pretty tirelessly in between, sitting here on the internet and BSing with you or talking about our opinions about the stuff going on in the world. Trying to come up with new and innovative designs that people would like, people want to see. And like I said, not a single dollar of any of the stuff we're doing on that website or for any of the stuff we're asking for you to donate to goes to any one of us. It goes right back into the community, right back into more stuff for you guys to pick up, run with. Every dollar goes back to what we're trying to do for the community.
Absolutely. Right. Yeah, we are, we're an all volunteer nonprofit. So, nobody here is getting paid. Everything goes into, doing what we do.
Yeah, we all donate our time and our efforts in what we're doing.
Absolutely.
And honestly, a lot of us donate our time and our money.
Oh yes.
And our money.
Yes.
Hey, Mr. Eamon brought up something else. Could there possibly be a calendar, Jacob?
Why are you asking me this question? I know nothing of the 1,000 followers on our Facebook page and possibly should be 500 subscribers to our YouTube channel by December 15th.
And I'm telling you guys better jump on that, because as of right now, you got to get that word out there if you want to see a bunch of guys in Speedos. I'm sure there's groups somewhere that want to see it.
Hey, I'm just swinging. I ain't doing no Speedo, buddy.
Oh, got to cover that up somehow. You got to be able to still sell it.
You're going to get a high-vis vest. Maybe even Hunter Orange.
You get that
Maybe even Hunter Orange.
I bet you could find a Speedo high-vis with reflective outlining.
Oh, I bet you could too. If you can't find it, you can make it.
Right.
True story.
I know a few people that make it just to see it. But not only the calendar. So just news for on Friday. We will not be live Friday. The studio that I'm sitting in right now will be in pieces at this time on Friday. Probably sitting on a floor in my new place. So next Tuesday we'll be back live again. So keep an eye out for us on Tuesday, because we will see you next Tuesday.
Although, if you ever stop it, if you want to know more or you have questions in the meantime, you want to talk to us, again, go to the website. You can comment to us. You can email us. We're always available. So, you don't have to wait till next Tuesday to talk to us. Drop us a line or a message, and we'll definitely get back with you.
All right. Yep. Definitely. We're all available. All right. Well,
trust me, I know a few guys that love to talk.
Oh, yeah. Just a
Just
couple.
a few.
All right. Well,
Wait,
thank you.
I'm pointing a finger, so that's 4 of them back at me, right? 3 of them.
Well, look at all the hearts and the thumbs and the fingers and the laughing. Okay.
Hey, I'm just saying, don't make me do it. It's coming out.
Get on it. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for coming out, watching, hanging out. Thank you guys again for coming and hanging out. And we'll see you guys
Tuesday.
next Tuesday. Have a good one.